This forum gave me one of the easiest topics to address: why you should move to Latvia and start a business or work here. Today I have the unique opportunity to share the expertise of two parties that are dear to me: the American Chamber of Commerce, with over 140 members, corporate, small business, individuals, and nonprofits, and MikroTik, a leading company that has grown to be the largest non-governmental company, owned governmental company in Latvia, the company where we make 5G devices and all kinds of networking gear. So you can trust me when I say Riga is one of the best places to do business. I've been doing it since 1995. There was a time when Riga was the capital of Sweden and the second largest city of the Swedish Empire. Imagine that. And today, Riga is still the most prominent and largest capital in the Baltics. The region's complicated history created one of the most clever nations in the world. Dynamic innovation was a necessity here. It didn't take long for Latvians to create a fantastic infrastructure and build an air traffic hub for the Northern European region. When doing business in Riga, you can easily connect with anyone, anywhere. And I'm not talking only about the abundance of direct flights to all kinds of places. You know, the 6 degrees of separation, the handshakes. Well, in Latvia, it's more like 3 degrees of separation. A tight community of well-educated people ready to work with you. You can always find someone who knows someone. That's the most incredible business secret of Latvia. Of course, the pandemic has brought many challenges. Lucky for you and me, Latvia has one of the fastest internet connections in the world. If I do say so myself, as the CEO of MikroTik, an internet equipment company. It's a safe environment, no natural disasters, law-abiding citizens, and a spirit of cooperation to accomplish common goals. What about other capitals? Surely places like, say, London have fast internet business and business innovation and 12 to 15 times the population, endless commutes, crowded streets. In Riga, you don't have to sit in a subway for hours to get somewhere. You can start your morning in the business center, have a fantastic lunch somewhere downtown on a budget, and make it to a beautiful seaside before afternoon to clear your thoughts. You have the skyscrapers, the restaurants, movie theaters, and concert venues on one hand, and forest, the sea, the beautiful rivers and lakes, even primal bog trails on the other hand, all within your reach, without the need for a long commute. All the comforts of a modern capital city combined with the accessibility to traditional country life. For anyone living in Riga, that's a reality, not a luxury. And even if you need to do business in some other foreign capital, our airport has, 70, 80 direct flights to Europe, Central Asia, the Middle East, you name it. With headquarters in Latvia, your reach is always global. And don't get me started about the great people here. Latvians always want the best. I've got my Latvian citizenship quite recently, in January this year, but I've been a patriot of Latvia for a long time now. People here display the perfect combination of a great sense of humor, creativity, and the passion of Eastern Europeans. Alongside the unbelievable work ethic, serious approach, and practicality of the North, so if you're not working in Latvia, you're missing out big time. Now, before I share some of the recommendations by our top experts, let me quickly outline the core of what we do at the American Chamber of Commerce. We try to improve the U.S.-Latvian trade relationship whenever possible. For example, in 2015, we urged the government to establish a permanent economic representation for Latvia in the U.S., and so they did. For the last 5 years, Mr. Toms Svidlins from the LIAA has been working day and night in San Francisco to increase Latvia's export potential and attract more U.S. investment. And the LIAA is recruiting another rep for Boston. We are also working to support human capital development in Latvia in the Latvian business environment. We've identified three major factors in play here. First, skills. The upskilling of employees has never been as crucial as it became during the pandemic. Then there is the international context. Promoting and shaping Latvia as an international career destination is vital. And the last but not least, the general health of society. A healthier population and workforce drive the economic development of the country. No surprises there. So what steps should we take to create a better economic future? First, boost digital literacy. We're talking lifelong learning. We're talking reskilling. Diversify the knowledge, become stronger as a society, data management and analysis, media literacy, online safety, and problem solving. There can never be enough investment in this type of knowledge. And don't forget about educators. Developing a modern, comprehensive training curriculum for educators will go a long way, especially if we add mentoring sessions for practical applications of theory. Finally, cooperation is the key. As it has been said many times, intergovernmental agency cooperation with clearly defined goals has the potential to take human capital here to the next level. To give you some specific examples, we've asked the members of the AmCham to define essential skills of the workforce. The responses can be boiled down to digital and technical skills like data management, leadership skills and strategic thinking, project management skills like Agile and Scrum, and languages. And once again, I have to give credit to Latvia. Most Latvians I know speak 3 languages. How do you compete with that? Also, have you noticed that more and more companies start offering educational budgets with all kinds of seminars and their job postings each year? People are really eager to learn. Okay, let's move on to the final segment of my presentation where I'll let you in on some of the MikroTik strategies. MikroTik case study. So, what are some of the things you can do to attract top talent? After you've considered the essentials like good salaries, a nice environment, health insurance, free lunches, parking, and flexible hours, one of the things working well for us is the corporate culture. There are so many companies that have to invent it, but we got it luckily. The story was already written for us. We just had to find our place in it. MikroTik offices are located in the legendary VEF building. It has a strong history of tech innovation, the first light bulbs, generators, and dynamos of the 19th century, the electrical appliances of Siemens and AEG in the beginning of the 20th century, radios, phones, even Minox spy cameras. This place was always at the forefront of innovation and production, and we do our part to continue the story. While it may seem trivial at first, storytelling can play a massive part in the loyalty and morale of your team. It doesn't have to be huge, spanning centuries like VEF, but give your team a foundation upon which to build the collective identity. But a story on its own is not enough. Your team needs to realize that they are the protagonist of the story. We achieve that by embracing their ideas, even the craziest ones, like building a climbing wall inside the office. Not only that, it's actually the highest climbing wall in the Baltics. There are so many reasons not to build a climbing wall. It could be distracting, even scary from the top at 15 meters high, but I would never take it back. The wall is such a success. There are often climbers having fun there after work, with instructors ready to train any newcomers. Some even start going to the professional bouldering gyms when the office is closed, and real friendships grew from this weird decision to build a climbing wall in the office. In the end, climbing got so popular at MikroTik, we had to add more equipment like pull-ups, bars, and grips and training gears. But I guess that's another story for another time. My point is, trusting your team is the best investment in the company's future. And where do you find the best team for such investments? That's right, here in Riga, Latvia. And lastly, let me speak about a topic that is very close to my heart. After losing a daughter to cancer just before her 6th birthday, I have focused on making the Children's Hospital a world-leading hospital for precision medical care for all diseases, including childhood cancer. The dedication of doctors, hospital leaders, and the hospital's charitable fund are nothing less than incredible. New initiatives such as the Healthcare Advancement Center project are transformative for our children, and children are the most important part of our future. I encourage you to learn more about supporting the Children's Hospital by going to the Children's Hospital Charitable Fund website at www.bsf.lv. Thank you for listening. Feel free to contact AmCham if you've got any further questions.